So many times at this time of year is this idea of setting up a New Year's resolution. But what is a resolution? We say it all the time, but what is a resolution? So I looked it up, and Webster states a resolution is a firm decision to do or not do something. So it sounds pretty similar to a goal. But I think sometimes deciding that you're going to do something may be the easiest part. True, it's critical that you have to do this. You have to make that decision, or you just kind of are just playing around with different ideas. But the next piece is what moves it from an idea or a decision, or this resolution that we talk about, is making a plan. If we don't have a plan, there's no way from this idea to take any type of action. So let's say, for example, a lot of times this time of year, people want to lose weight. So let's say a person wants to lose 60 pounds between now and a year from now, next Christmas. As we break that plan down, well, obviously part of it, we need to set up an exercise plan, an exercise routine. Next, we have to look at what am I putting into my body from a nutritional standpoint? What do I need to eliminate from my body? I think key to it is this idea of not only finding balance, but then also moderation. Many, many times we can make a significant impact on our weight and how we feel just by not overeating, just by moderating, taking smaller portions. The other thing I think that is key is setting up these certain goals of how do I know along the way. One is a year-long goal of 60 pounds, but how do I break that down per month? 5 pounds a month, or a little over a pound a week, will allow me to accomplish that 60 pounds off in a year. That's pretty doable. A pound a week, 5 pounds a month, that's a pretty doable thing. Think about how much better you would feel about yourself, how you would feel differently in clothes. You might even have to get different clothes. Think about how much more energy that you would have, how much more stamina that you would have, how people would interact with you differently. I think these are all critical things that we have to institute as we're looking at a resolution going from an idea to action. But as this time goes on, another thing that I think is critical that you have to take in consideration, that if this is a year-long plan, at some point it's going to go from being easy to start getting tough. What happens when it gets tough? Many times, I know for me, my tendency is that if it's starting to get tough, then maybe something's wrong. Maybe this is the wrong plan. Maybe I'm doing something incorrect. What I've been really working hard on is realizing that when it starts getting tough, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a sign or an omen that I'm on the wrong path. What it really means is that maybe it's an opportunity for me to learn something about myself. Because as I work through that sticking point, that will be the goal that will help me for the future. As I persevere through that difficult spot and then get to continue working on whatever my goal may be, the other critical thing that happens that can happen during that time period is that is for the future, is afterwards. Many times after we accomplish our goal, let's say it's a year from now and you've lost the 60 pounds that you wanted to, there's a tendency to go back to old behaviors. There's a tendency to go back to old eating patterns or not exercising. One of the things that will help a year from now not go back into old behaviors is, what did you learn during that tough time period? What did you learn during that sticking point? What you learned during that sticking point is going to be critical and invaluable for you as you are maintaining the success that you have by accomplishing your goal. So instead of trying to avoid the hard things and avoid the sticking points, recognize that the sticking point is also part of the learning process and also part of the growth process. So as we wrap up, set a goal, make a plan, persevere through the tough parts because it'll be a key to the success? Will you choose to learn through the tough spots?